In 2020, BYD sold about 400,000 cars. Finally, we can charge an EV in the same time it takes to refuel a regular combustion car. A quiet storm is brewing in the electric vehicle world, and it's coming from BYD's latest breakthrough. With a history of shattering expectations, the company now edges even closer to science fiction, unveiling a technology so powerful it could reset the entire EV race. Built on years of secretive research and fierce ambition, this innovation promises not just faster journeys, but an entirely new way of thinking about energy, mobility, and performance. What's coming isn't just an upgrade. It's a complete leap into a future that few dared imagine until now. Get ready to glimpse the spark that could set the next decade of electric transportation on fire. From battery maker to global conglomerate, the company, Limited, founded in 1995 by Wang Chuanfu, began its journey as a battery producer in Shenzhen, China, quickly making its mark by disrupting an industry traditionally dominated by Japanese firms. Leveraging cost-effective production techniques and aggressive scaling strategies, BYD became a major supplier of nickel-cadmium batteries for international brands such as Sony, Philips, and Motorola by the late 1990s. Its early success built a foundation of expertise in energy solutions, allowing the company to expand into new technological domains with confidence. This ability to innovate in manufacturing efficiency and supply chain management became a cornerstone of BYD's corporate DNA. In 2003, BYD made a bold and, at the time, controversial move into the automotive industry by acquiring Xi'an Qinchuan Automobile. Although initially met with skepticism, BYD's automotive division steadily built credibility, launching its first plug-in hybrid model, the F3DM, in 2008, followed by the fully electric E6. Their introduction of the Blade battery, a breakthrough combining high safety with strong performance, further propelled BYD to the forefront of EV technology. Today, BYD not only dominates China's EV sector, but also stands as a global contender, consistently challenging established leaders like Tesla in global sales and technological innovation. BYD has strategically diversified into other industries beyond automotive to relieve risk and seize growth opportunities. BYD has therefore put together a vertically integrated industrial network through its subsidiaries. BYD Electronics, a major supplier of smartphone components for brands such as Apple and Huawei, and FinDreams, which focuses on key EV components, are notable examples. BYD has also been strong in renewable energy technologies, having partnered in large-scale battery energy storage projects with others, such as with the Saudi Electricity Company in a landmark one. Investments in BYD Semiconductor have sustained the company through global supply chain disruptions, establishing it as a key player in several high-growth sectors. BYD is China's largest private sector employer, with employees numbering nearly 1 million as of 2024. BYD's revenues, topping $100 billion USD, and its rapid expansion into Europe, Southeast Asia, and Latin America, testify to BYD as a harbinger of China's larger industrial ambitions. A remarkable transformation from a battery startup to one of the Fortune Global 500 corporations, ranked 143rd, not only demonstrates the entrepreneurial spirit of this company, but also symbolizes China's rising reputation in clean tech and energy alongside manufacturing leadership worldwide. Hence, BYD's journey from being a small battery manufacturer to a globally respected conglomerate is the best manifestation of its name: Build Your Dreams. Building dreams was just the beginning. What comes next is a bold redefinition of what's possible in electric mobility. Technical specifications of the new battery, BYD's newly launched Super E platform, represents a monumental leap forward in electric vehicle battery engineering, setting an unprecedented industry benchmark for charging speeds and efficiency. Hawkins. At its core, the platform supports an extraordinary peak charging rate of 1,000 kilowatts, enabling electric vehicles to gain 400 kilometers, or approximately 249 miles, of range in just 5 minutes. Such performance effectively doubles the capabilities of existing fast-charging systems from competitors like Tesla, which currently peak at 500 kilowatts. This massive G-leap in energy delivery is made possible by an entirely reimagined battery system designed to withstand the enormous stress and thermal loads generated during megawatt-level charging. At the heart of this technological breakthrough is a new generation of battery cells engineered with a 50% reduction in internal resistance. This dramatic improvement facilitates ultra-high-speed ion movement between the anode and cathode, which is essential for supporting such rapid energy transfer rates. Complementing this are silicon carbide-based power semiconductors that drastically enhance the battery's power electronics, allowing for faster, safer energy flow with improved thermal management. The electrical system supporting the battery is a completely upgraded 3-core design that optimizes current distribution, while the integration of a single module motor capable of 30,000 revolutions per minute further improves energy efficiency and system responsiveness during rapid charge and discharge cycles. The entire design of the battery reflects BYD's stress on safety and performance under extreme conditions. Advanced thermal management systems have been installed to counteract overheating and maintain the health of the battery, even after numerous iterations of ultra-fast charging. Not only does the architecture offer stable daily usage during high-intensity operations, but it also preserves good battery life, responding to one of the main worries associated with fast-charging technologies. The improvements in ion channel conductivity further remarkably boost the retention of energy with lesser degradation over long years, providing a sound compromise between the comfort of charging and the durability of use, non-negligible factors in widespread EV adoption. While such a new battery from BYD sets the bar for innovation, it presents brand new engineering challenges that the rest of the industry must solve. Cars now face increased load on vehicle cooling systems because of charging at these power levels, stringent standards for quality control of battery materials, and, ultimately, maybe even new standards for grid support infrastructure. The highly positive acceptance, however, from industry insiders and financial markets alike, shows the demand for transformational solutions within the EV platform. BYD's breakthrough will not only keep the attention of the world in view of battery technology innovation, but also herald a new era where ultra-fast charging is the norm rather than the exception, making the entire automotive industry rethink limits with regard to electric mobility. To electric mobility. Integration into BYD's vehicle lineup. BYD's strategic deployment of its breakthrough. Super E platform begins with 2 of its flagship models, the Han L sedan and the Tang L SUV. These vehicles, already well established in the premium segment for their blend of luxury, technology, and performance, serve as the ideal launchpad for BYD's ultra-fast charging technology. By selecting these models for the debut of the 5-minute charging system, BYD not only amplifies its appeal to tech-savvy and performance-oriented buyers, but also reinforces its commitment to staying ahead of the global innovation curve. These early adopters are critical in demonstrating the practical reliability and advantages of the Super E platform under real-world driving conditions. The decision to focus first on luxury vehicles also reflects a carefully calculated market strategy. Customers in the premium segment are typically more willing to invest in cutting-edge technology and are more tolerant of early-stage costs that may accompany revolutionary advancements. This approach allows BYD to gather valuable user data, monitor system performance across various environments, and make iterative improvements without facing immediate mass-market pressures. The Han L and Tang L thereby serve not only as high-profile showcases, but also as important test beds to perfect the megawatt-level charging experience before broader implementation across the brand's diverse portfolio. BYD, however, has made it clear that its Super E platform is not constrained for use only by luxury vehicles. The long-term goal of this company is to popularize high-speed charging technologies and extend them toward mid- and even entry-level EV models. Such a rollout is strategic and will unfold over the next several years as production costs go down and infrastructure support expands. If rapid charging were integrated across the entire line, it would likely dramatically transform consumer expectations from a luxury feature to a standard utility, such that charging in 5 minutes becomes an expected norm, not merely a perk for the wealthy. This could force the entire EV sector to become more aggressive with their timelines concerning innovation just to remain competitive. At the same time, BYD is combining its vehicle strategy with an aggressive international expansion vision. New manufacturing bases emerging across Europe, Southeast Asia, and Latin America are already being built with the future scalability of the Super E platform in mind. This kind of synchronization can place BYD uniquely among EV makers in its technological innovations, along with the development of the global supply chain. This brand identity, and potentially the foundation for its dominance in the global market throughout the next decade, will indeed be signified by the synergy between the charging technology and the vehicle lineup as BYD transitions from early adopter concentration to mass market reach, infrastructure, and charging network expansion. BYD's unveiling of its megawatt flash charger in March 2025 marked a major milestone, not just for the company, but for the entire electric vehicle ecosystem. Supporting peak outputs of 1,000 kilowatts, twice the speed of Tesla's latest V4 supercharger, the new chargers are the first of their kind, capable of fully unlocking the Super E platform's 5-minute charging potential. In a strategic move, BYD announced the rapid deployment of 500 ultra-fast chargers starting in April 2025, directly supporting the launch of its Han L sedan and Tang L SUV. These installations are more than just a supporting act. They are a critical enabler of BYD's broader vision to normalize megawatt-level charging across China and beyond. Beyond the initial rollout, BYD's ambition is far more expansive. The company plans to install a staggering 4,000 megawatt-capable stations across China, creating a proprietary network that ensures BYD drivers have ready access to ultra-fast charging without depending on third-party providers. This strategy mirrors Tesla's early supercharger model, but goes one step further by offering double the charging power. BYD's decision to build its own network also helps it maintain quality control, optimize customer experience, and gather invaluable user data to continually refine and scale its infrastructure strategy. BYD pioneered all-in-one technical innovation in its charging network with energy storage at the charging stations. These systems will be essential for controlling a regular megawatt-level output, even in places where local grid infrastructure is incapable of catering to such high demands. BYD attaches energy storage to its chargers to avoid one of the main bottlenecks ultra-fast EV charging faces, that of grid limitations. This means BYD can offer reliable high-speed charging in urban centers as well as remote locations, making travel in those regions far more practical for vehicles and alleviating the traditional range anxiety of stretched-out drivers in underserved areas. Moreover, BYD has designed its megawatt flash chargers with future scalability in mind, as they can be installed to provide outputs of up to 1,360 kilowatts, even though present vehicles like the Han L and Tang L can only take up to 1,000 kilowatts. These chargers also allow for dual-plug simultaneous charging, which gives them operational flexibility that can do away with long queues and maximize throughput at the station. As BYD's expansion of its network continues, this ensures readiness for future high-demand, next-generation electric vehicles due to its technological foresight. BYD's extensive, future-proof charging strategy hence bolsters the automaker's leadership at a time when the ability to provide convenient, rapid, and reliable charging becomes a primary battlefield in the EV industry. In the context of the ongoing worldwide race for dominance in EV infrastructure, comparison with competitors, BYD's introduction of the Super E platform has significantly raised the bar in the EV industry, offering charging speeds that are unmatched by current competitors. Tesla, often considered the industry leader in fast charging with its V4 superchargers, tops out at 500 kilowatts, only half the speed BYD's system now offers. This performance gap means that BYD vehicles can add up to 400 kilometers of range in 5 minutes, dramatically reducing the time difference between refueling a gasoline car and recharging an EV by achieving the first-ever megawatt-level charging capability in production EVs. BYD is forcing a fundamental re-evaluation of industry standards around speed, convenience, and consumer expectations. Chinese rivals like NIO, Li Auto, Xpeng, and Zeekr have made significant strides in building their own fast charging or battery swap networks, but none have yet delivered a charging solution at the scale or speed BYD is now rolling out. NIO's battery swapping stations offer a unique alternative, but they are limited by the need for specialized infrastructure and vehicle compatibility, whereas BYD's charging solution is more universally applicable to traditional charging. Yet, the physical and logistical limitations of swap stations make scaling more complex. Meanwhile, Li Auto and Xpeng have invested heavily in high-speed chargers, but their networks are still nascent compared to BYD's aggressive build-out plan for 4,000 megawatt-capable stations. With BYD's infrastructure plan already in motion, its rivals will now face pressure to accelerate their timelines or risk falling behind in both technological appeal and user convenience. For the record, proprietary infrastructure that coalesces with vehicle technology development is what makes BYD different from the rest. Although it was initiated by Tesla with its supercharger network, BYD's supercharging, on the other hand, of 1,000 kilowatts, and now probably 1,360 kilowatts, indicates a profound understanding of the marriage between hardware and infrastructure. As a result, the other side of the ecosystem allows BYD to provide a seamless customer experience and tailor charging times to the specific needs of the vehicles as well. In this way, BYD attains an all-encompassing competitive edge, difficult for a third-party reliance company to copy. With sales of vehicles ramping up between 5 to 6 million units in just 2025 alone, the mammoth megawatt charging structure will provide the competitive moat to beat all competitive modes. The speed and availability of charging feature increasingly as important as performance or range in the modern industry. Hence, BYD's aggressive cycle of innovation puts it ahead of competitors like Tesla, NIO, and Xpeng and benchmarks that could force much of the industry into a rematch. In defining what a market leader means in the industry, BYD is not just doing it through better vehicles, but a better ecosystem. Setting new benchmarks is just the beginning. BYD has even bigger plans that could redefine how we power the cars of tomorrow. BYD's roadmap to 2030. BYD's vision for the future of electric vehicles is deeply rooted in its commitment to advancing battery technologies. As of 2025, the company plans to begin the demonstration use of its highly anticipated all-solid-state batteries by 2027, according to Sun Huajun, CTO of BYD's battery division. Unlike traditional lithium-ion batteries, solid-state batteries promise significantly higher energy density, longer lifespans, and much greater safety, positioning them as a game-changer for the EV industry. Although the initial use will be small-scale, this strategic move will enable BYD to gather critical real-world data and refine the technology before attempting mass-market commercialization. Large-scale adoption of solid-state batteries, however, faces considerable challenges. Sun Huajun emphasized that a genuine mass-market rollout might not be achievable until after 2030 due to complex manufacturing processes and the currently high cost of sulfide electrolytes, which are key materials for these next-generation batteries. Despite these hurdles, BYD's confidence remains strong. The company believes that, with scaling and further technological improvements, solid-state battery costs could eventually match those of current liquid lithium-ion batteries, making them viable for broader EV deployment. This optimism mirrors a broader industry sentiment, where players like CATL and Toyota are also racing toward the solid-state milestone. BYD's very long-term developmental approach is indicated by its timeline. Researching solid-state battery materials began in 2013, and BYD has since progressed methodically from small soft-pack prototypes, less than 1 ampere-hour, to the 20 ampere-hour and 60 ampere-hour trial cells it expects to produce in 2024. This steady evolution bespeaks not just technological prowess, but BYD's commitment to taking the lead with the next wave of energy storage innovation. The current focus on sulfide electrolytes, which are expensive, indicates a rational approach that assesses performance, scalability, and process stability necessary for subsequent mass production. If successful, BYD's solid-state batteries will change the EV landscape: lighter, faster charging, longer life, and secure vehicles. Such advances will greatly accelerate EV acceptance in world markets, establishing BYD as more than just an automaker. It's now an energy tech innovator. As BYD's trajectory nears 2030, there is a clear vision of making an impact on sustainable transportation, while already helping to set industrial criteria for the post-lithium-ion world. Implications for the EV market. BYD's groundbreaking supercharging technology, capable of delivering 400 kilometers of range in just 5 minutes, addresses one of the most persistent barriers to EV adoption: the long wait times associated with charging. By narrowing the experience gap between refueling a gasoline vehicle and recharging an electric one, BYD is not only solving range anxiety, but also reshaping the public's expectations for EV performance. This shift could dramatically accelerate mainstream acceptance of electric vehicles, encouraging more consumers to switch from internal combustion engines to EVs without the fear of being tethered to long charging sessions. The impact of BYD's advancement extends beyond consumers. It places immense pressure on rival manufacturers like Tesla, NIO, XPENG, and LIAUTO to hasten their technological developments. Tesla's latest V4 superchargers, maxing out at 500 kilowatts, now seem relatively slower compared to BYD's 1,000 kilowatt megawatt class chargers. Meanwhile, other competitors, still experimenting with fast charging or battery swap models, will likely have to rethink their strategies. According to analyses by The Guardian and Financial Times, BYD's aggressive push into superfast charging could set off a new arms race in the EV industry, compelling competitors to invest heavily in high-voltage architectures and ultra-rapid charging solutions. In addition, advances in BYD technologies also facilitate far-reaching changes across the entire battery and vehicle designs. Such approaches, such as the introduction of 1,000-volt systems, silicon carbide power electronics, and the coming of all solid-state batteries, are likely to entail a total rethinking of how EVs are imagined. It will not just be a matter of how much battery capacity an electric car has, but of how much power it can handle in extreme conditions and without disruption to safe operation. This shift has far-reaching implications as it impacts virtually every facet of the EV value chain, from material sourcing to manufacturing processes, and all the way to how consumers use or interact with their vehicles every day. This technological leap can do more than just enhance specifications for vehicles. It could radically alter the existing business models framing EV ownership charging infrastructure, and energy management. Accelerated and efficient charging will require newer grid systems to back up these charging stations, will cause investments in ultra-rapid charging stations around the world, and will define how governments will shape EV incentive programs. In this way, BYD is not only innovating in the automaking industry, it is reshaping the broader energy and transportation ecosystem, giving the muscle to a clean energy transition. Performance, convenience, and sustainability can coexist, as shown by BYD. BYD's breakthrough sends shockwaves. The unveiling of BYD's Super E platform, capable of delivering 400 kilometers of range in just 5 minutes, triggered an immediate and electrifying response from the financial markets. BYD's Hong Kong-listed shares soared by over 6% shortly after the announcement, setting a new 52-week high, while its Shenzhen-listed shares also climbed significantly. This surge reflects not just investor confidence in BYD's technological prowess, but also growing belief that the company has decisively outpaced competitors like Tesla and Mercedes-Benz in critical areas of EV innovation. Analysts, such as independent China auto expert Xing Lilei, described BYD's achievement as out of this world, highlighting its disruptive potential in a market increasingly focused on electrification speed and convenience. Industry observers note that BYD's bold move comes at a critical time when many competitors have shifted their focus towards smartification, the development of self-driving technologies, and connected vehicle features. By returning the spotlight to core electrification and infrastructure breakthroughs, BYD has strategically distinguished itself. It demonstrates that range, charge speed, and infrastructure remain the essential pillars of EV adoption. Even as automation and software advancements progress, Qinglei's assessment suggests that while others chase futuristic features, BYD is addressing the immediate, tangible concerns of EV consumers, namely charging speed and reliability. The dawn of ultra-fast charging will alter EV user behavior in a significant way. Charging has, up until this moment, always been seen by EV users as just a quick plug-in, possibly for only a few minutes to top up, the same as with a smartphone. With the advent of injecting a full range in 5 minutes, BYD is now looking to restore the gas station-style pit stop, which, as a consequence, will probably influence the design of future charging stations into fast hubs rather than slow, broadly distributed chargers, and changes in logic in battery management systems and energy optimization from the perspectives of automobile manufacturers. This change could also affect the rest of the stakeholders in the EV ecosystem, including strategies for grid management and urban planning related to charging infrastructure. BYD is backing its second-to-none claims with a serious ramping up of mega-infrastructural preparedness and convenience to make sure technological excellence goes hand-in-hand with its availability and convenience. The installation of at least 4,000 ultra-fast charging stations, super rapidly advancing unit launches with the Han L sedan and Tang L SUV across China is part of the company's commitment. Furthermore, the company's 5-point tours, $2 billion share sale in Hong Kong, will augment R&D, infrastructure enhancement, and global market expansion. A fast-changing EV industry, strategically combining BYD's innovations with infrastructure investments and heavy market positioning, points toward a new phase of competition. The winners will be those who master technology as well as the electrification experience. BYD's European reboot. Despite dominating the Chinese EV market, BYD's initial expansion into Europe exposed major gaps in its global strategy. Instead of recognizing the intricate and diverse nature of European markets, BYD mistakenly approached Europe as a homogeneous region, similar to China or the United States. This miscalculation led to an insufficient dealer network, concentrated mostly in major cities, a slow introduction of plug-in hybrid models for markets still hesitant toward full electrification, and a lack of executives with deep local market experience. As a result, BYD's 2024 European sales, though totaling a respectable 57,000 vehicles, only captured 2.8% of the market, falling short of the company's internal projection of 5%. Acknowledging these strategic missteps, BYD moved quickly and decisively to reboot its European operations in early 2025. A major part of this overhaul was a talent acquisition spree, where BYD successfully poached high-level executives from European automotive giants like Stellantis. These hires, including Alfredo Altavilla, Maria Grazia Divino, and others, brought much-needed local expertise and insight. Altavilla, for instance, was instrumental in convincing BYD leadership that a pure EV strategy was untenable in certain markets and that a robust lineup of plug-in hybrids was necessary for wider acceptance. In parallel, BYD set ambitious plans to expand its dealership footprint in critical markets like Germany, aiming to grow from just 27 locations to over 120, dramatically improving its local presence and accessibility. This strategic pivot toward offering both EVs and hybrids marks a critical turning point in BYD's European ambitions. BYD is learning to educate rather than force customers into a premature transition. This aligns the company with real-world consumer readiness levels that ensure a much smoother and sustainable adoption curve. Early fruits of this recalibration are already evident. BYD's European sales tripled in the first quarter of 2025, more than last year, to over 37,000 vehicles, as the company showed increased brand equity and gained better traction in the market. More importantly, BYD's local adaptation indicates a maturing multinational mindset, positioning the company not just as a technology leader, but as a flexible and responsive player on the world stage. For the future, BYD's European reboot is a case in point for agility and resilience in the corporate world. When faced with failure, the company didn't double down on the flawed strategy. It practiced listening and pivoting, an important quality for any business wishing to succeed globally. Europe will soon gradually take its transition to electrification. BYD, diversified, supported by good battery technology, and now with a much better local footprint, could make it quite a strong contender on the continent. If this momentum continues, then BYD's European journey could be reshaped from an early stumble into one of the biggest EV success stories of the coming decade. Just as BYD masters new markets, it's also leading a massive shift in how the world will power its future. BYD builds the world's largest energy storage. In a landmark achievement for global energy infrastructure, BYD secured a monumental deal in February 2025 to deliver a 12.5 gigawatt battery energy storage system to Saudi Electricity Company, marking the world's largest grid-scale energy storage project. This collaboration, which now totals 15.1 gigawatt-hours across multiple agreements, is a pivotal step in helping Saudi Arabia reach its Vision 2030 target of deriving 50% of its electricity from renewable sources. BYD's role is not simply to supply batteries, but to provide a fully integrated storage solution that stabilizes the grid, mitigates energy supply volatility from solar and wind sources, and ensures uninterrupted power even during periods of extreme heat and demand, peaks typical of Saudi Arabia's climate. At the heart of this project is BYD's cutting-edge MC Cube, which leverages advanced cell-to-system CTS integration technology. This innovation allows for superior space utilization, higher energy density, and enhanced operational efficiency compared to traditional setups. Furthermore, BYD's use of lithium iron phosphate LFP batteries, known for their exceptional thermal stability, safety profile, and longer lifespan, ensures a level of reliability essential for critical national energy infrastructure. This technology, designed to handle high temperatures and reduce the risk of overheating, perfectly matches the demanding environmental conditions of the Middle East, setting a new benchmark for future large-scale energy storage deployments globally. This project has great significance beyond that of a nation. Global energy storage installations are aggressively growing at a rate of 27 gigawatt-hours in 2022 and 74 gigawatt-hours in 2023, and this is expected to jump beyond 400 gigawatt-hours by 2030. In such dynamic times, BYD's early leadership positions it exactly to leverage all global shifts towards renewable energy grids. The Saudi project that BYD supports is intended to highlight the critical role of large-scale BESS projects for enabling renewable energy integration with greater grid resiliency, reduced carbon emissions, and energy independence. Analysts forecast that more than 1 terawatt-hour of the global BESS project pipeline will be constructed between 2025 and 2030, underlining the extensive opportunity going forward created for first movers, such as BYD. Far greater than just the sheer size of the Saudi project, its execution sent a strong signal to the global energy community that BYD is more than an EV and battery producer, but a complete partner in the energy transition. This project is a demonstration of BYD's capabilities to deploy complex, large-scale energy solutions in line with national strategies. Following the efforts of other countries to meet their energy needs, BYD's formula for providing high-performance, safe, and scalable battery systems may also prove to be the global standard in the form of such energy-resilient and decarbonized power grids. With this ambitious cooperation, BYD is showing that it can position itself as a central player in building tomorrow's clean energy infrastructure, thereby expanding its reach well beyond the automotive world into the broader future of sustainable energy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more updates on the future of EVs. And don't go just yet. Check out the next video on your screen to keep the momentum going.